Let's talk about a little bit about lifestyle goals. What type of home do you want to live in? What type of car do you want to drive? How much vacation time you want to have each year? What are the things that make you happy and bring you joy? What kind of time do you want to spend with your family? What about hobbies? Many of you, if you've been working a lot, you don't remember what a hobby is. I kind of forgot what a hobby was the past couple of years. We've been cranking it at MPE quite a bit. But I'm starting to remember what those things are. And then there's other things. And I think that's one of the best things you got to remember about your business is that ultimately you've got a commitment to yourself and to do the work on your business so the business can support your life and not the other way around. We talk about revenue and profit goals. And this is, of course, how big a salary do you need to make, plus, and everybody needs to have a salary built into their business. All right? I've talked with many people and say, great, what's the salary? You have set salary in the business. And I just hear crickets just like that. And I said, what do you mean you don't have a salary built into the business? No, if there's something left over, that's what I make. Are you kidding me? You can't do that. All right, you've got to have a budget written out for the business. You've got to have all kinds of stuff. We'll talk about finance at some point. I can't go into a ton of that right now. But I'll tell you, you've got to define what kind of salary you've got to take home to support your life. And then you've got to build that into your business plan. And you've got to make the numbers work to make that work. Otherwise, what's the point? If you're doing all this work but not paying yourself first, then it just doesn't work. And that's not to say that in a startup business, when you're going through a lot of things, you've got to sacrifice and you've got to scrimp and you've got to live it a little bit tight for a while. But it's not going to be that way forever, and you don't plan to do that forever. You got to plan certain benchmarks, goals, hit it, and then reward yourself for all the hard work you've done. How much revenue does your business need to make to pay all the expenses, cover your salary, plus have net profit? Okay, it's called NPE, net profit explosion. To reinvest back in the business for continued growth and certainly your owner draw. And what is that? Well, every year your business makes a profit. If you're doing the right things, doing what we tell you to do. And then you have a certain amount of money you're going to take off the table. You take the chips off the table and you sock them away where you should. And then you take some other chips and you throw them back on the table to place your next bets. And it reinvests back in growth. And we've obviously been working with a lot of people on that lately. And it's exciting. We'll talk more about that. But you've got to have those benchmarks, understand what they are, and make a commitment to follow through on them. I know a lot of people talk about this stuff. A lot of people pay it lip service. There's not a lot of people doing it. And there's not a lot of people being honest with you about it. And I'll tell you, you got to work to make that happen. Okay, service and recognition. What type of results do you want for your clients and customers? I think this is a big one. I think everybody, you get into business, you got into this industry because you want to help people. You want to see people succeed. Well, helping people succeed is easy when it's just you working with clients. You make a commitment yourself as a service provider to over-deliver, to give that wow experience for your client. That's a beautiful thing. And that's what made you successful. But as you start to grow and really develop, you're going to have to get a team in place. And then you say, well, why can't they just do what I did and just figure it out? Well, it's you have a responsibility as a leader, as a business owner, as a leader of your company, to find the right people, to hire the right people correctly the right way, to train them, to manage them. That's all your job. All right, client results are a direct correlation between trainer management, all right, and the people you have working for you. And if they're not the right people, then you need to get rid of them. And if they are, very often you got great people, but you don't train them properly, you don't manage them properly because you aren't executing the systems that need to be followed to do that process. That's a big part of what we go through in Duplicator, helping you figure that out. But you've got to make a commitment to that, and that's what makes the difference in the bottom line. When you get ready to go beyond yourself, it's that commitment to your team, that leadership of your team. That's what's going to produce the same results you did when it was just you on the front lines to now your team making a bigger impact. What type of reputation recognition do you want to have in your marketplace? We have, through a lot of our publicity stuff that we go through, a lot of things we've been through members, we get to see folks that are becoming celebrities in their town. John Ashworth, if John is here we go in the back. John is on the news every Friday with Lee Mills, doing great segments if you've seen John's stuff. We have many members. Holly Leonard, she's like the publicity queen. You're going to see some of her examples. There's so many people that are just getting so much recognition in their town. And you get to be a celebrity, and it's a lot of fun. And why not? Why not do it? It's good for the business, it's fun for you, and it really, gives you a sense of giving back, not just in your recognition and that fame, but you get to become influential. You get to make a difference in charities, do things like Gold Rush, give to local organizations in your community. Chris Hill, he's on vacation in Mexico, enjoying his weekend, hopefully avoiding this hurricane that's hitting Cabo this morning, but doing some great things with local charities down there. They have forgive me, I don't remember the name of the charity, but it's an organization. They have horse equestrian therapy. They take kids that are disabled and autistic, and they do equestrian therapy. And it's just amazing to see some of the stories and the recognition he's got. But that's just tremendous. And more than just making a lot of money, buying bigger houses, more cars, but making a difference in your community, I think is so important. And Chris has been able to do that. And anybody who knows Chris, you see the opportunities that come at him. Guy's like a magnet for gold. He just got offered this huge partner in a commercial real estate project because people know him, they like him. He's a good guy. And so that's all part of it, and having those service recognition goals for your community.